Joined now behind the mic with Fred Wallace, the voice of the Owen Sound attack team that finds themselves in the middle of a very competitive Midwest division. Tell us about the team there coming off a first-round loss last year.
Owen Sound has played half of their season, Pat. Has been sort of one step up and then two sideways and a backward step and two steps forward. It was almost like a jigsaw when they were getting rolling here, but of late they've put together 4 straight victories and are looking pretty good. I think they are where they expected to be, and now their aspirations are a little higher.
I think for a lot of people, they'll look at the guy in nets, Montreal Canadiens draft pick. A lot of Canadiens fans at this part of the world. Michael McNiven, tell us about him.
Michael has been terrific. We're certainly disappointed that he was cut by Hockey Canada and the World Junior team, but bottom line is, with their record of success, they know what they're doing. Having seen Michael night after night over the course of 3.5 years here, it's hard for me to imagine, or if the two guys are better than he is that are playing for Team Canada, then Canada is certainly set. So Michael comes into the goal with a great deal of confidence, and bottom line, he's really given Owen Sound some pretty good goaltending.
Now, I wanted to talk about the market of Owen Sound specifically. I have to assume that's one of the smaller cities in the OHL. Does that present any challenges going up against the big markets?
No question about it. You look at the division that we're in and the size of the centers that we're up against. London is a 400,000 city. Kitchener-Waterloo is more than 500,000. Erie is a good size, and Guelph is growing. So those are the 5 centers, and Owen Sound comes in at just 20,000. Bottom line is we are the smallest market, and that does create some challenges in terms of your business model and sometimes in terms of attracting players, that sort of thing. Yes, there are some challenges, but Owen Sound is quite proud to say that over the course of the last 6-7 years, they've been able to meet those challenges.
I wanted to focus on the future now because 2 players named to the top prospect game. Tell us about that.
Nick Suzuki has had a really good run here in Owen Sound to start the season. He had 20 goals last year, and by the end of the season, he was playing on the top line with Bryson Cianfroni, who was an overage for the team and a very good hockey player. I was curious to see how Nick would make out this year without Cianfroni as a partner or a running mate up front, and he's done very, very well. He's already matched last year's goal total. Most nights, Petrus Palmu is our best player. Most nights, Nick Suzuki is in the conversation. And there are those that will tell you that he is first-round material for the NHL entry draft. There are some other people that are saying, well, maybe not first round, but certainly his stock is rising. Markus Phillips would be the other one, and he's playing defense, which is a tougher position for a 17-year-old. But Markus has made very good strides for the team. He basically is the number 3 defender on the club, and as a result, he's getting good opportunities, second-unit power play, and second-unit penalty kills. So I think in time, Markus is going to be a key fixture for Owen Sound.
Wanted to ask about the club in terms of target year. When do you think the attack can really make a run for a title?
That seemingly is every year at this time, it's going to be next year. And I'm sure this applies to a lot of junior hockey markets. When you look at the Western Conference or you look at the Midwest Division, my visual, and I think the attack's visual, is that Erie and London are ahead of the pack and are about to take off and run away on everybody. So it's not going to be this year. What if Owen Sound makes the transactions that they think that they can add to Suzuki, add to Phillips, add to a young guy like Matthew Struthers, who maybe hasn't hit his stride yet, have a returning team? So it could be next year. Owen Sound's stated goal from the general manager is to be a top 4 team in the Western Conference each and every year. That's grandiose. It really is, because the reality is when you're in this conference and in this division, it's very, very tough.
Well, we wish you all the best with that. Thanks for this, Fred.
Thank you, Pat. Next year, hopefully, we're talking about a truly contending team. But right now, we're happy with what we have, happy with where we are. We'll see what the future brings.
That's Fred Wallace. He's the voice of the Owen Sound attack, joining us on the broadcast. You're listening to McDonald Auto Group, Screaming Eagles Hockey, 1270 CJCB.